great. Obviously, today was our first day in pads, so a lot of excitement out there. That was a nice thing is the guys were locked in and focused and excited. Again, like I say, with the excitement of our student athletes, get out on the field, get after it a little bit. I mean, the hooting and hollering from the time we started stretch all the way to period 25, it was awesome to see. And that's the thing I keep encouraging our guys. Have a lot of positivity, keep our blinders on and focus on what we can, and let's have a heck of a practice. And I think they did. That's the biggest thing I told them. Just want to see a lot of energy, and they bought it today. And now we got to keep cleaning up the details. A lot of good film to watch. We'll have some good meetings tonight and move forward and look forward to tomorrow.
Okay, Terry Davis.
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
Good, Terry. How are you, bud?
Hey, what is a Ryan Silverfield practice? Walk us through a Ryan Silverfield practice.
Yeah, well, they better bring it. Like I told them today, even this morning. I want you guys to have big eyes locked in at our 7 o'clock special teams meeting this morning, all the way through walkthrough, and then our meetings this afternoon. I told them, Terry, coming out today, I said it's going to be hot, and I hope it's really hot. In fact, I was complaining today when there was a cloud blocking the sun. I said, man, this is not fair. Let's get that cloud away. A couple of players told me they ordered that, and I said, no, we don't need that right now. But the biggest thing is, our coaches are constantly pushing our guys. We want to be detailed. We want to fly around. We want to move from drill to drill. And the biggest thing, with all that stuff being said, we've got to be smart, tough, and disciplined. And, day 3 of practice, there's a lot of things we need to clean up discipline-wise. But our guys are flying around. And that's the biggest thing, Terry, is just a lot of excitement. The pads were popping early on. We were able to do a drill on our old turf field. The excitement of the players yelling, it was a lot of fun to see. I really wish you guys could be out here to see it. We'll try to get you guys as much film as we can. But a lot of fun, and that's what we're going to keep pushing. We only get 9 days of training camp with school starting early. So we're really pressing our guys to make the most out of every opportunity.
Jason Munns.
Perfect segue, Ryan. 9 days or 9 practices before school starts. You're a third of the way through. So this second leg, what's kind of on your agenda? What do you want to see? What do you want to work on?
Yeah, we're just using our installation. We're 3 days into installation. So we were able to have some of those OTAs, the last couple of weeks. We're just installing. So really today was our third day of base install on offense, defense, and special teams. So we're going to keep our base scheme going throughout training camp. And then the weeks leading up into Arkansas State, we'll get into more detail-oriented stuff, more specific schemes that we're doing. But really right now the meat of our offense is going in. So we've got probably about 5 more days of installation of our base offense. Defense the same, right? We're still installing a defense that's new to all these guys without having spring football. And then special teams just clean up the details of our game. The nice thing is there's a lot of carryover offensive and special teams wise. But, really, Jason, the next 3 to 5 days is going to be continuing with the base of our doing. We'll get into more specific stuff, short yardage, goal line, third down, red zone as we move throughout camp.
Steven Johnson.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good, Steven. How are you?
And wishing I was out there with you all, if I can be honest. But
nice, cool one today.
Yeah. So just for you, you've been challenged a lot with a lot of off the field stuff for these last couple of days. Just what's the feeling like? Just being able to get back, just to being football. Being around football. Excuse me.
Yeah, we had one of our senior admins out there at practice, and after the practice field, I walked off. And I said, you know what? For 3 hours, I don't have to think about anything other than football. And obviously, my job as a head coach is involving everything. And you're right. There's a lot of things occurring off the field. And I keep using the term blinders and focus, and that won't change. I spoke with the team this morning, same message I sent them last night. And I think the message will continue throughout camp. Let's just control what we can control. Take it one day at a time. Let's work to improve. We're not deviating from our schedule. Our plan is to play September 5th, and our guys have that attitude, and that's what I love to see. So, when I'm out there on the field, I really just get lost, which is nice. We're able to get out there and get after it a little bit and running around enough where I don't have time to let my mind wander of the what ifs. And even when I get back into meetings and stuff, it does me no good. So that's why I mentioned yesterday, just being positive and, really trying to stay off of social media as much as I can. Maybe put my phone away for the next 10 days and figure it out. Someone will tell me if things change, but we're full steam ahead. And like I said, we have a plan in place, and we're going to stick with that plan until someone tells me different. And I hope I don't hear from anyone. I'll see you guys on the 5th.
Brian Moss.
Coach, 3 practices in, evaluate the offensive line and what you like to see and what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. Just tell us about the offensive line real quick, please.
Yeah, Coach Bridge has done a phenomenal job. He was a guy that, fortunate to have known before here, and so a lot of the techniques and schemes carry over. So a lot of the same terminology and teaching. But they've done a good job. We always know, like I've told you guys over the last 4 years, it takes, offensive lines a while to scheme and get back together and gel, right? We're trying to fill in spots. Dylan Parham's getting a lot of reps at center. We've got a full rotation at right tackle. Everybody that plays in our room is getting reps at right tackle right now, trying to find the right mix and continue to push the other guys, right? You guys know that I need depth at the offensive line. We do. And those guys are working. We've got to continue to work on our snapping and stepping at the center position. Isaac Ellis has done a nice job filling in at left guard. He's a smart, tough young man that I think's really taken full steam ahead of that position, and so that's exciting to see. Obina Eze will improve daily, and that's a nice thing. And then at right guard, Manny Arona, our only senior on the offensive line, who's really filled a leadership role, super athletic. He continues to get better. It's nice to see those seniors grow on the field. And like I said, we've had a full-blown rotation at right tackle.
Okay. Jason Munns.
2-parter. How often are you guys testing, or how often are the guys being tested? And up to this point, has there been anybody who's had to miss practice, or anybody who's been tested and had to be removed, I guess?
Sure. Well, first off, I'm going to keep all the COVID stuff within house right now. I think it's best with HIPAA and the way we're doing things, and just we always keep most of that stuff, medical stuff, in house. And I think we're going to do the same thing moving forward with our athletic department. But I will say this: we've been doing things the right way. We will test, as you guys know, the NCAA is going to require us to test 72 hours before every kickoff, and we're going to continue to be safe and take the right precautions. Every day we do a daily COVID check, so there's a list of about 30 questions that you've got to answer coming in. And it's always interesting. I always have to say that I didn't wake up with a headache that morning, and I may have been fibbing on that one for the last 20 years, but it's a daily COVID check that we're doing, and we're taking anybody that has any issues at all. We're going to be smart about. And again, we've tested the guys all throughout. If a guy wakes up today and says he needs to get tested, but we do have plans in place coming up very soon to test the entire program. When we test everybody, that goes coaches, staff, support staff as well. But we've got a plan in place, and we're going to stick with it.
Okay. Stephen.
All right. Another 2-parter, Coach. Just real quick, is Kevin Johns going to be calling the plays this year, and did he do that last year as well too?
So Kevin Johns is our offense coordinator and will be calling the plays. I've got full faith in Kevin. He's a fantastic coach and a fantastic person, and so he will be the play caller. We've got a lot of coaches that can help and support him along the way, which is nice. All of our offensive coaches will be involved in the game plan. I'll help out where I can. And and then he was the responsible calling the plays in the Cotton Bowl. I give him full credit. It was 100% him. He gets all the credit, nothing to do with anything of my planning. And he was able to, put the offense and the offense staff together and, put the most points on Penn State last season. So really proud, and I've got full faith in him moving forward, and we'll assist him in any way we can.
Jason Munns.
What's the relationship between Kenny and Dreek like? What is their relationship like, that dynamic?
Yeah, if you guys know Kenny and Dreek, they're 2 of the greatest young men. They always have smiles on their face. They're both, by nature quiet, but they have a great fond respect for each other and a great friendship. Like I mentioned the other day, I love our running back room. You go in there, they're all locked in and focused, and they're all really talented. From top to bottom, from the first string to the 10th string, they've all got a lot of talent, a lot of different skills. And you guys know we're going to use Kenny in a variety of ways. We're going to use Dreek Clark in a variety of ways. And, but their relationship's awesome.
Megan Rice.
Hey, Coach, got 2 questions for you as well. First off, I know the other day you mentioned just you guys are happy to be out there. You almost feel lucky that you're out there playing football. Can you sense that with the players? Like when they take these reps, do you get a sense that they're going at it like it's potentially the last rep they're going to take? Because, you just don't know.
You know what? Megan, honestly, I hope every rep that they take, every step, every walkthrough, I hope they act like it's their last, because we never know. I told them the exact same last year. And so I hope every single day we take the field, as long as I'm the head coach at Memphis, they act like it's their last. And because you have to preach, you have to improve, and you have to make the most out of every rep. So I want them to go out there like it's their last practice every single day, leave it all on the field. Because if we act any other way, even 5 years from now, if we act any other way, that's not the standard we have. And so, Megan, we're going to always have a standard of excellence. And so the way the guys practice, I want them to attack every single rep, every single play like it is their last. And so hopefully we haven't seen a difference in the way they play and the way they practice.
And then second question for you. I know you talked about Brady as a leader the other day as well, but I mean, obviously so much of the offseason is quarterbacks trying to get timing down with receivers and getting reps like that. What have you noticed from him as far as just timing wise with the receivers and the other players?
Well, we know Brady's super accurate, and he is the leader of our offense. And so, he takes control out there. He truly is a leader, a coach on the field, and so it's phenomenal. And obviously, we miss a lot of that timing with the route concepts, especially with those receivers that he spent time with in the past. So a lot of it we've got to continue to improve upon. Was every day a perfect day? No, but they're working very hard to continue to get that route timing, the depth of the drops, the depth of the routes, and enough catches, right? A lot of our guys haven't caught a football in a long, long time. So they're continuing to work on it. We're certainly not a finished product. I just hope by the 5th that we're where we need to be.
Stephen?
All right, Coach, obviously we know what you guys have with Kenny and DeMonte, but how intense do you think that competition is going to be in that running back group, and also with your receivers, now that you guys kind of put those pads on to kind of figure out who's going to be that number 2 option, or who can fill in and be that number 1 in case one of those guys gets banged up or something like that?
Yeah, I love competition at every position. And, you guys got like Javon Ivory, Calvin Austin, that are, fighting and filling in those roles. DeMonte Coxey, obviously we know what he brings to the table, but we're going to continue to evaluate every position there in the running back room. Look, we're going to let 5 or 6 guys get in the mix there. You guys know I believe in running the football, and we'll continue to do so. Obviously, Drake Clark will be a featured back along with Kenny. Kenny will line up there at wide receiver. We're going to use them all over the field. And we got a lot of other running backs. We're letting Asa Martin, Kylan Granberry, Kylan Watkins, a whole slew of guys, Brendan Thomas, Corey Gainwell, Markevius Weaver. I mean, our entire running back room is going to have a chance to touch that ball on Saturdays, which is exciting. Then we got a lot of weapons out there at wide receiver, a lot of youth also. Coy Fairman's done a nice job stepping up. So the competition, I'm all for it, and I love seeing it.
Okay. Terry Davis, did you have another question?
No, I'm good.
Stephen has one follow-up question.
Coach, I guess, what's the biggest difference between, just being like the O-line coach for the last couple of years and now being the head coach? Like, you're kind of focusing on one unit at first, but now you're focusing on maybe on kind of everybody. So what's the biggest difference to you so far? Yeah,
off the field, obviously, I'm responsible now for 117 plus people, plus, everyone that's involved with our program. They fall under my umbrella and under my responsibility. So every day I've got to be cautious of that in the way we do things and the planning. The planning's obviously been a little bit different with COVID and things that have occurred. So I've got to be conscious of that. And then out on the field, I can't just sit there and stare at 5 guys. I've got to get big eyes and step back and see the big picture and how we do things. And, I've got to be willing to be able to change things that I see that are best for our entire program, not just for the offensive line. Yesterday I joked around with some of the offensive stuff. I said, it's the first time I've watched 7-on-7 in about 15 years. I said, this is all what you guys have been doing the whole time. So it's been good. Obviously, I'll gravitate towards the offensive line, but being able to be around every position, I'm able to go watch the linebackers do their drill, go sit in the defensive back meeting. And that's been refreshing. It's allowed me to try to become a better coach so I can better assist our team.